And these chats do in fact talk about a shocking Burn India plot. This has now been unearthed is what we are told. Chalo chauki phook dete hain. This is one of the statements that has been made in a WhatsApp chat. Now this is in Kanpur where a protest against the Agnipath program, and this in fact has a conspiracy of violence is the allegation that the police are making by actually showing this particular WhatsApp chat. It is of course a protest that has been organized, and in the garb of this protest violent in fact plans are being made is what police sources are telling us, showing us these chats. That's the exclusive information coming in at this point of time. There's an attempt to spread violence through social media platforms, and that of course is certainly very, very significant. It's a group that calls itself Boycott TOD. This is a WhatsApp group that has been formed, and this particular WhatsApp group in fact talks about jamming the highway inside the city of Kanpur, and also as far as the police station is concerned to burn it down. Let's go across to Amir for more on this. Amir, this is absolutely shocking. Violence being incited through this WhatsApp group.
Well, absolutely, Madhav, and this is a clinching evidence that the police now has against the participants of this particular WhatsApp group. And because these people were clearly, they were conspiring, they were planning to burn down police outposts, to attack police stations, and also to put road blockades and block the national highway connecting Kanpur with Hamirpur. And this is just one glimpse of what the police has released. It has come out through sources. The police definitely has ample evidence against this group, as well as number of other such groups who have involved themselves into planning for destruction, for vandalism, for street pelting, and for attacking the...
Amir, just hold on to your thoughts for just a minute. Let's take a quick and a closer look at these WhatsApp chats. Meghna is with us. Meghna, I believe you have that WhatsApp chat with you. Take us through these messages which talk about actually burning down a police post.
Yes, already you have the top brass of Uttar Pradesh Sarkar coming out and saying that there is a larger conspiracy. And this WhatsApp chat, and we're not going to call it proof because it is yet to be vetted. But what is coming out seems to be a pattern, suggests that there may be a pattern behind the mobilization. For example, this is one of the groups that we've managed to access. There's someone who is saying that Hamirpur road jam karne ki tayari kar lete hai abhi. Then there is another person saying yes, H. Then there is an H which comes as a ha. Then there is another person, someone by this name, we are going to blur out the names, we are still waiting for confirmation of this guy, that Rama Devi ki chauki fuk dete hai. This means that let's go and raise the Rama Devi ki chauki. Then there is another one who adds to it saying wo uske baad target hai. Q. And this conversation goes on, and this is self-explanatory, Madhav. We are going to expect our viewers to understand what they would make of these WhatsApp chats. This is what, as per sources, is the larger conspiracy, which is something that the state's agencies are looking into, the state police are looking into, that was there a conspiracy? Why is it that people were being mobilized? They were asked to come to the Hamirpur road jam in this message. Then there is another person saying, Rama Devi ki chauki fuk dete hai. These were plans which were made, and all of this was made beforehand. If you look at the timings, it is 11:20 p.m. This is last night. The timing shows that at night, you have this hit list, if we can call it, of where places they decide, as they call it, fuk dete hai. What is the larger conspiracy? That is something, Madhav, that the state police is currently looking into. This is coming in from the WhatsApp chats across Kanpur, and very, very telling. If this is the footprint of a larger mobilization, larger orchestration of what many have said is a spontaneous anger against the Agnipath scheme of the NDA Sarkar.
All right, very, very significant, of course. But Meghna, what is very clear, and let me take in a quick word from Amir also on this. Amir, this appears to be a conspiracy, not one, but at least two occasions. They are talking about, jamming one of the highways. Then they talk about burning down a police post. Now, that is where things become extremely problematic, because here, a direct act of arson, and it is a police post that is being targeted over here. What the motive is, what the intention is, of course, is something that the police are yet to give us more details on.
Madhav, you see, in all such organic protests, if stone pelting happens, if such protesting crowd or mob, attacks the police or burns down any public or private property. Mostly it is understood to be on the fit of the moment, something that just happened because the crowd went berserk, it went out of control, or perhaps the police started using force on them. But in this case, it is absolutely apparent that these people, these members of this particular WhatsApp group, are actually planning to burn down police outposts and public property. They were planning to, cut down road access to a particular area. And all of this definitely comes under the category of conspiracy. Criminal conspiracy, and this is something that has been highlighted by the Additional Director General of Police, Law and Order, Prashant Kumar, as well, when he spoke to us, a little while back, that they do have credible evidence about conspiracy happening in various of these violent protests that have happened across Uttar Pradesh, and this kind of a pattern could be found at other places as well. This is similar to what we had seen in the Friday violence on the 10th of June. Also, similar kind of modus operandi was seen earlier during the anti-CA and NRC protests as well. So this definitely amounts to that kind of a criminal conspiracy, something that the police has taken note of, and probably in the days to come we will see punitive action, exemplary action taken against all such elements who had planned to burn down police chowkis or attack the police in this particular manner.
There are several indications as to why this was planned, something that the police officials were also looking at, because several of these protesters had their faces covered already, knowing very well that they will be identified. So now we have the police officials also confirming these fears. Let's take that statement.
जी, वो हमारे संज्ञान में है और हमने न केवल वो व्हाट्सएप चैट बल्कि ऐसे जितने भी लड़के हैं जो इस शहर में इस तरह के ग्रुप से जुड़े हुए थे और इस तरह के कन्वर्सेशन में पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे थे, हमने उन सभी लड़कों के आइडेंटिफिकेशन को क्लियर कर लिया है और हम उस पर काम कर रहे हैं। सभी छात्रों से हमारा अपील है कि वह किसी भी तरह के इस प्रकार के कार्य में संलिप्त ना हों और हम इन प्रॉपर इन्वेस्टिगेशन के द्वारा इन सारे ऐसे लोग जो कि इस तरह की अनलॉफुल एक्टिविटी की प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं, हम कानून के हिसाब से जो आवश्यक है वो कार्यवाही कराएंगे।
So this is what the police officials have said. They're looking at the WhatsApp chats that have now been accessed by Times Now, and in these WhatsApp chats, very clearly the protesters, these are the people who have messaged saying chalo chauki phook dete hain, and almost on cue we have a police station that has been set ablaze as well. Amir is joining us with more details. Amir, this is the Burn India plot that has been unearthed. Massive protests that took place several different places, and it was one theme: burning down public property.
Well, Pratibha, initially when these protests had erupted, most of the people thought that these are young kids, people who are, perhaps unhappy with the government decision of giving short-term army jobs, and therefore they are coming out to showcase their outrage, to highlight their protests. But what is happening right now is something that is outside the purview of organic protests. These are well-planned conspiracies against the government, against the police and administration, and also they are planning in detail to damage private and public property, which cannot be seen as an innocent gesture from the side of these protesting youth. So clearly the police has taken note of this. We've heard the police officer just say, the SSP in Prayagraj, that he has had access to these WhatsApp chats, which is why the police is investigating these, by way of the planning that has gone on, perhaps, in this kind of vandalism that we've seen on roads, not just on roads wherein UPSRTC buses have been burnt down, have been gutted, but also around railway stations, wherein railway property has been damaged. Although in UP the damages are still limited to a few places like Balia, like like in Mathura, where we saw, vandalism with not just public buses, but also private vehicles were attacked and targeted. In Aligarh, definitely in Tappal, a police outpost was burnt down. Something that these people seem to be planning for the Rama Devi Chowki there in Kanpur as well. So clearly these doesn't seem
That's
to be...
right. Amir, these are the WhatsApp chats that the police officials are also looking at, but we're also looking